Brittney Griner might be the best woman basketball player ever, but she was held in Moscow while the war in Ukraine was going on. Now her case is getting more attention from around the world. There's a lot to her history and life that we don't really know about, so given that many people want to know who she is and where she's coming from, here's the untold truth about Brittney Griner.
But first, a reminder about our brand new giveaway. We're giving away a PS5 with a copy of NBA 2022 and Madden 22. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
To start with, why do so many people want to know more about Brittney Griner? Brittney Griner is getting a lot of attention lately, and sadly, it isn't about how good she is at basketball. The reason she's become a huge topic for discussion is that a Russian court gave her a 9-year prison sentence on August 4, 2022. This was part of a legal nightmare that kept her in Russia for many months, according to the New York Times. Russian authorities arrested her on February 17, 2022, because they thought she was bringing hashish oil into the country illegally, but the news didn't get out until March 5th. Now, Griner's lawyers plan to appeal the court's decision, and CNN reports that Biden administration is thinking about trading a convicted Russian arms dealer 10 times worse than Griner for her freedom. We don't really know if this exchange is worth it, but because of this administration's decision, a lot of people have started looking more closely into how Brittney Griner got to this point in the first place. Coming up, the infamous Griner definitely has a lot of support. For those of you who don't know much about her, let's just say Brittney Griner is pretty much a WNBA legend. It's pretty sad what's happening to her right now, considering many people respect her for her hard work and dedication to this sport. She's been an all-star 7 times, and only a year after being drafted, she led the Phoenix Mercury to a championship. This happened after her historic college career, during which she set a record by scoring 2,000 points and blocking 500 shots, neither of which had ever been done before by a male or female player in NCAA history. The New York Times says that her impact on the sport and on her team was so big and clear that her Mercury teammates held a 42-second moment of silence to honor Griner and her jersey number. What's more, she's been a prodigy ever since high school. Brittney Griner has been absolutely killing it with basketball, even when she was still in high school in Houston, Texas, where she grew up. While she was a sophomore in high school, she started training to dunk, and the football coaches at her high school helped her build up her leg strength. The news that she dunked literally sent shockwaves through her school, and obviously the media eventually caught up to this news. It became such a big thing that Houston's NBC station, KPRC, ran a story with a video of her dunking, and the clip quickly became popular on YouTube. It got the attention of NBA star Shaquille O'Neal, and the two of them ended up meeting. Her dunk in a high school playoff game was SportsCenter's #3 highlight, and when she played for the DFW Elite Youth Basketball team, her fans packed the games and yelled for her signature. Can you imagine? She even got fan mail from people in the state prison. Coaches compared Griner to another female basketball prodigy, Candace Parker, but most agreed that Griner was in a class by herself because she had special skills that no other girl her age had. Followed by, Brittney has been through a lot. Brittney definitely works super hard and is one of those once-in-a-lifetime talents, but let's not forget she's had a pretty rough childhood. She was picked on not only because she was tall, but also because she was gay. Griner and the other top 2 picks in her draft year all said they were bullied as kids. Griner said she got over it and now wants to help kids and the LGBTQ+ community. More power to you, Griner. Skylar Diggins, who was another top draft pick, said that Griner was the best example of how to deal with criticism. The worst thing is that Griner still didn't find support even at home. She told her father she was a lesbian when she was a senior in high school, and he got angry and made her leave home. When she went to Baylor University, a Christian school, the student handbook said that she literally couldn't be gay or support LGBTQ+ causes. According to Griner's memoir, she felt at ease after her teammates welcomed her, but her coach told her to keep quiet about her personal life. Up next, she even got days named after her by 2 Houston mayors. CNN says that Brittney Griner was so good at basketball in high school that her jersey is part of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Ring of Honor, along with 24 others. For example, she set a school record by blocking 25 shots in a single game. Because of this, Bill White, the mayor of Houston, made May 7, 2009 Brittney Griner Day. But that wasn't the last time a day was named after her in Houston. Houston Public Media says that after Griner was arrested, people from her hometown held a rally outside the Toyota Center, where the Houston Rockets play their games, to show their support for her. The current mayor of Houston, Sylvester Turner, was there and said he was proud to have Griner as a citizen. The day of the rally, June 6th, was then named Brittney Griner Day. Not to mention, she was the only one from the U.S. National Olympics who was still in college. Brittney Griner was one of the 21 finalists for the 2012 U.S. Women's Olympic basketball team. At the time, she was still in college. To give you an idea of how long it had been, no college athlete had been picked for the women's team since 1988. Other finalists included Olympic gold medalists, WNBA champions, and winners of international championships from the European League, so this made the honor even more impressive. But she never went to the Olympics in 2012. She put out a statement saying that she couldn't go to London because of school and a sick family member. She told the AP that she was sad about the chance she missed, but hoped to make the team in the future. Many people thought she would have been put on the team if she had agreed. Next, let's talk about the WNBA dunking record. Brittney Griner doesn't just hold all the WNBA records for dunks, but she broke a league record in her first game. In 2013, in her first game for the Phoenix Mercury, she dunked twice against the Chicago Sky, making her the first player in WNBA history to do that. Only 3 dunks had ever been done during a regular season. Griner added 2 more to the record books right away, and the dunking just kept coming. By the 2021 playoffs, Griner had done 23 dunks in her career, and 17 of those happened during the regular season. Brittney thought it was a big deal that she held most of the WNBA records for dunking. She was pretty transparent in her worries about getting too old. At this point, she says she wants to get as many points as she can before her body gives up on her. A domestic violence incident ends with her going on leave. Brittney Griner and Glory Johnson, who was her wife at the time, were both banned from the WNBA in May 2015 for domestic violence. Griner and Johnson were arrested and charged with disorderly conduct in their Phoenix, Arizona home a month before. It seems like Johnson's sister called the police when the couple's verbal fight turned physical and they couldn't be split up. Griner had a bite wound on her finger and Johnson suffered a concussion. Griner said the fight happened because she and Johnson were both under a lot of stress. They just bought a house and their wedding was in a month, and so they were under a lot of stress. She eventually admitted she was guilty and was sentenced to 26 weeks of counseling for domestic violence. They were both banned for 17 games, which was the longest ban in the history of the WNBA. She was making bank in Russia. You know what? We all know she's been detained in Russia, but why isn't anyone talking about the reason she ended up there in the first place? She wasn't a tourist who went to see Lenin's tomb or snowboarded in the Red Valley, but was actually in Russia because she was paid more there than in the WNBA. Griner made more than $1 million a season when she played for UMMC Ekaterinburg. Fox Business says that Griner's salary for the 2021-2022 WNBA season was $221,450. Griner is not the only WNBA player to play overseas, though. In fact, Connecticut Sun forward Jonquel Jones played for the same Russian team as Griner, but she got away soon after Russia invaded Ukraine. And it seems like the international deal is hard to turn down. In an interview with 60 Minutes, WNBA legend Sue Bird said that the money made her a millionaire. And on that note, that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Brittney Griner's arrest in Russia? And when do you think she might be released? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.